Hello everyone, and welcome to another Conan Exiles video. I'm Exiled Phoenix, and today I figured, rather than continue the story of my PvP adventure, I'd change things up a little bit and go over some meta builds for this new update. But before we begin, I've noticed that only about 6.5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so take the time to hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, then like it! Okay, so we will start with the standard PvP build. Now this is the armor for it. You're going to have the Void Forge Dragonhide Tunic. Now, I see a lot of people using the Silent Legion Light Pauldron. They're both the exact same thing. Same armor value, same 8% damage bonus, same weight. The difference being that the Dragonhide has double the durability. So I consider that to be my go-to, especially because I'm probably going to transmog it anyway. Now we've got the Leggings of Kurak. This is new with the new update from the dungeon. The other pieces are not really that great, but that stamina plus 32 is super good considering the previous meta legs piece was the stamina plus 12, Dragonhide Kilt. So that's really good. And then we have the Silent Legion Light Helmet, health plus 48. I use the Void Forge Dragonhide Bracers, another health plus 48. Some people use the Silent Legion Light Gauntlets, and I'll show you why you might want to use these instead of the Void Forge Dragonhide. I'll show you that in a little bit. Then we have the Kari Overseer Sandals, strength weapon damage plus 5 and stamina plus 7. And if you don't have those recipes, you can just use the Silent Legion Light Boots for stamina or the Void Forge Dragonhide Boots for health. It's completely up to you. And then you're going to want to put bulk platings on everything. Next we'll go over the weapons for our build. These are the one-handed weapons. We have our one-handed swords, the Black Ice Broadsword and the Tellus Lament. Now these will both do about the same amount of damage to a player, but the Tellus Lament's going to be a lot harder to farm up because you're going to have to run the Black Keep dungeon one time for every one of these you want. And the Black Ice Broadsword you can mass produce at the Frost Temple. And then we have the Ancient Lemurian Axe, which is the easiest to craft. And this comes from the Sunken City dungeon. And then you're going to want to put master weapon fittings on everything, obviously. Now, also pay attention to the difference in weight between, let's say, the Black Ice Broadsword, which is 7, and the Ancient Lemurian Axe, which is 2.47, because you're going to kind of want to revolve your build around this a little bit. Like I was saying earlier, you can substitute pieces to increase your carry weight, and I'll show you some of that later. Now onto the two-handed weapons. Okay, so we have our great swords, and the best one obviously is the Tellus Sorrow, but keep in mind you're going to have to farm, again, you're going to have to farm the Black Keep one time for every one of these that you want. So it might be more worth it to go with Obsidian or Dragonbone two-handed sword, which are both really good as well. Now, keep in mind Obsidian weapons do take more stamina to swing, and they're very heavy as well, so keep that in mind when you decide which weapon you're going to use. For hammers, we have the table leg, which would be the best. Obsidian hammer has a little bit more armor penetration, but you don't really need that. And it's also, again, it takes more stamina to swing, and it's heavier. And then we have the Star Metal Great Axe, which is really the only viable Great Axe in the Exiled Lands, and it does a lot of damage, especially to people in light armor, which most PvP builds are light armor. And then on to our pikes. Now, the best is going to be the Ancient Lemurian Trident, but you're going to have to farm scales for those in the Dagon dungeon. And then we have the Ancient Pike, which literally only requires steel bars and shaped wood. I would not recommend using the Zathite Spear. It got a nerf. It used to be the same as the Ancient Lemurian Trident. Now it's only 63 and 21. And Update 3.0, all poisoned weapons, or at least permanently poisoned weapons, got nerfed, so the poison damage only does half as much as it used to. Also, these take 50 Zeal and 30 Star Metal to craft, so they're just not worth it in my opinion. Now for the last weapon, which is the throwing axes, you're gonna want the Black Ice throwing axes to do the most damage. And these are crafted at the Frost Temple, and they will pack a pretty good punch as well as crippling and staggering your opponent. So it's pretty good for keeping them from running away. Alright, so let's go over the attributes for this build. So to start off with, we're going to go into Combo Master for the second perk in Strength. And then, for right now, I'm going to go with Crushing Swings, because that'll allow you to stagger your opponents more with heavy attacks. For agility, our second perk, we're going to go Precision Strike for that 10% extra armor pen, and we're just going to go to 15 in agility. For vitality, you want Fast Healer. The other perks, not really that good. And then this last one, you can pretty much pick and choose which one you want. I'm going to go Glutton for Punishment for this one, because if you're in an open area or like generally fighting out on the map or outside your base, it's going to be pretty good, especially if you're really evasive. Last Stand's really good for close quarters combat, and if I went Last Stand, I would probably go Blood Mad Berserker for this one. It's just when I use Glutton for Punishment, I never really stay under 25% health for very long, so Blood Mad Berserker doesn't really seem to help me that much. And then 5 in Grit. I like having that extra stamina because I do a lot of sprint attacks, and it just helps in general. Although, I think with the new armor piece, with the plus 32 stamina, I'm not really sure I'm going to need that, but it's still nice to have. And your stats for this build are going to be 835 HP and 196 stamina. Another option for your attributes would just be to go full strength, full agility, and full vitality. And same thing, you're just going to go Precision Strike and agility. And then for this last perk, you can choose whichever works best for you. If you want to be really evasive and be able to get away from players, you could do Extended Leap. Or if you want to be able to roll and get a free hit, after rolling, you can use Rolling Thrust. We'll go Extended Leap for this. And then what your stats are going to look like for this build is 835 and 166 on your health and stamina. Alright, now let's go over what you can carry with this build. So if you don't have the Silent Legion Light Gauntlets, and you put Combo Master in your Strength tree instead of Second Skin, then pretty much you're just going to be able to carry your armor, 2 stacks of heals, your food, 3 weapons, and your one-handed weapon cannot be the Black Ice Broadsword, and then 1 stack of throwing axes. Now, if you want to carry any poisons with you, you're going to be over 50%. Now, if you want to carry poisons, which you probably will want to, I would recommend just changing this to Second Skin. Now, I'm not even going to apply the other points because nothing else is going to change my encumbrance at all. Right now, I'm at 43%. If I wanted to, I could grab half a stack of poisons and be just fine. Now, if you do happen to want to carry more throwing axes, and we grab the Silent Legion Light Gauntlets and throw them on. Just throw those in there for a second. Now we should be able to grab another couple stacks of throwing axes. You can carry 30 throwing axes. Maybe substitute one of those for, another stack of heals, for instance. And you'll still be under 50%. Now for your buffs for this build, you're going to want to have your Elixir of Might. You can use Elixir of Numbing. Again, this completely depends on how much carry capacity you want to have. If you want to carry a lot of extra stuff, heavy gear, you can use the Elixir of Numbing. It helps out a lot. But generally speaking, you're just going to use Elixir of Might and Salted Pork. And that's going to give you your strength weapon damage plus 15% for each one of those, and going to increase your damage by quite a bit. And the food you're going to want for this build is the Feast of Yogg, which is the easiest of the feasts to craft. And last but not least, we have our heals and poisons. For the heals, you're going to want pure aloe extract. It is a little bit expensive to craft, but it's really not that hard to get alchemical base or farm it in this update. And you're going to get a 300 HP heal versus a 240 if you're just using concentrated. So that's a 25% increase in healing. And then for the poisons, you're going to want to get the Scorpion Queen poison from the Silver Mine. Again, it's a little bit tedious to farm up, but it's not really that bad. It's definitely worth it because it does twice as much damage as Reaper Poison. And that, my friends, is the current meta PvP build for Conan Exiles. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Also, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video showing where each of these recipes is located.